Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and today I want to talk about a very controversial topic because recently I realized that I have no friends. And if you ask, oh my god, what the hell happened? It's like nothing drastic happened, but the way I define friendship has made me friendless in a sense of the same people that they were my friends, both online and in real life, they're fine, nothing happened to them, we didn't have a fight, but I feel that if they had a problem and they reached out to me for help, I would help them. But if I had a problem, I wouldn't feel comfortable to even discuss it with them. I feel we have been estranged so much. So even if technically we still are each other's friends, like by definition, I consider myself friendless. And I don't say this as a bad thing. One second, the cat is out destroying the house. I don't say this as a bad thing because I believe that society makes those things so taboo and makes us feel bad. But the way I see it, when you have been in relationships all of your life and you go through periods where you have to be single, like you have to do some work on yourself, you have to find out what went wrong and stuff like that, and society is praising you when you do that, I believe that we should be doing the same with friendships. That it's fine from time to time to not be surrounded by people all the time. Not that I was ever surrounded. I mean, I was never the social butterfly, but I always had at least one or two people who were close friends. It's the first time that I feel that I have no one. And you can be alone, but you don't have to be lonely or desperate. Why I'm making this video is because I want to talk a bit about how this happened in my case, how this may have happened to other people, and what you can do. So in my case, it started almost 5 years ago. Because during that time I had 4 very good friends in real life, and we were friends in college. There were 3 girls and a guy, and we had worked together, we had studied together, and I consider them friendships of substance. Like we were there for each other in the practical sense and the emotional sense. For example, one of my friends had a very serious car accident, and for a year there were so many things she couldn't do, and we took turns helping her. And I don't say this to brag that, oh my god, I'm so great, because we were there for each other more or less. The thing is, after I got married to my current husband, I say current because nothing is eternal in this life, especially this marriage. 1 month into the marriage, I was looking for divorce lawyers. If you are interested for the entire ugly backstory, you can watch older videos on my channel, but to make a summary, the thing is, my husband had lied about pretty much everything, including his extremely abusive, extremely racist family who didn't want me. And I almost ended up in a human trafficking situation that his mother wanted me to end up working as an unpaid slave in her business. So a bunch of stuff happened that actually made me realize that there is no way I'm staying in this marriage. Like, nah. The problem is my friends were normal people. And they were normal white people. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be friends with people of other races, and I have been and I still am, but this particular group of friends happen to be white. So 2 of them were Russian, 2 of them were Southern European. I'm not going to say more because I know that if someone finds the video, they can identify which people I'm talking about in real life, and I'm not feeling comfortable with that because they told me to not mention them on my channel. So when you are white, you have white blindness to a very big degree. Like, you cannot understand sick forms of racism. For example, my Asian mother-in-law wanted her daughter and all of the other female relatives to be married to white men, and they were married to white men, but she didn't want white women for reasons that I'm not going to expand here. And when you say that to someone who is outside all of this madness, they're like, dude, is she crazy? I mean, she is so nice to the other white people, but not to you. So at first they said, try talking to her because this is like not right. Why are they treating you like this? And when it didn't work, they said, just divorce, just do what's best for you. The thing is though that when you go through massive trauma in a short period of time, that I had no idea all of this is going to happen, which is a result of international relationships, intercultural relationships, and pathological lying and narcissism, you need time to process all of that stuff. And I couldn't just divorce right away. And the other thing that happened is that I found out that I have to stay married for a minimum of 6 months before I'm able to file for a divorce. I think that happened because a lot of people were getting married irresponsibly, drunk, this and that, and then they changed their minds and they wanted to cancel. So I think the courthouse eventually got fed up with them. They were like, stay married for 6 months and see if you can work things out. The thing is, I didn't want to work things out. I know myself. One of the things about me that bothers people is that I know myself too well in some aspects. So I know when I'm not going to be okay with something. And I stayed there and I started feeling extremely deep toxic shame that I'm the type of person that I said I'm going to be on the internet to empower people and to help them escape abuse and to save animals and to do this and to do that and an entire epic campaign. And here I am, this pathetic person in this scam marriage, scam in a sense of narcissistic marriage that everything was a bullshit and I can't divorce. And subconsciously, I started to pull away from those friends and they reached out a few times. And I remember one of my friends was really sad about it, and I would make excuses. I would say I have to work on YouTube, I have to do this and that. And eventually, 3 out of 4 moved to a different country, and the 4th has 2 small children and very limited time. So that was that. Then let's go to the online friends. Because for me, I'm not going to say that it's a generational thing to consider online friends real friends, but because over the years I have met in real life many people that we started as online friends. For me, meeting online is just a different way of meeting, and I don't see those people as less than because we met, let's say, on a forum or on a game or through YouTube and we didn't meet, let's say, at the supermarket. I've never made friends at the supermarket, but you see it in Korean drama, so maybe it happens to some people. So 2018 and 2019 were complete disasters because all of the people that I was friends with online proved themselves to be snakes one after the other. And then we're going to say Persephone. So everyone is a snake and you're a saint, right? So maybe you're the one who's the problem. I asked myself that for a very long time, but it was honestly disaster after disaster. And I was the problem in the sense of, obviously, I wasn't picking good people to be friends with. And I sat down and I asked myself, why does this happen? And that was because I went from being the person who is ordering food from an app because I don't want to talk to anyone, to someone who is on the internet and gets contacted by hundreds of people every day. So a lot of those people were actually fake snakes who wanted to be friends, and I didn't know, I wasn't good at weeding the snakes from the good ones, if there were any good ones. And because of that, I ended up scammed over and over and over. For example, there was a girl that I wanted to be her friend, and she tried to use me to make her ex jealous. She was a narcissist, and she tried to discard her ex using me as triangulation. That was one of the most horrible things. And all of those things kept happening. I couldn't make any sense of it. And then at the end of the day, I said, I'm taking a break from all of that stuff to focus on myself and what's wrong with me, and I keep attracting those people. And I'm going to give myself something that I never did before. I'm going to give myself time. I realized I was carrying so much shame, and that's what I want to share with you, that society is so hypocritical. I believe that society hates us. I believe that the modern dystopia is in a way that there is so many mixed signaling and so many contradictory messages that you're in a constant state of confusion and self-hate if you let this get to you, in a sense of you're not supposed to be begging for relationships, but if you stay single for too long, you're also saying that something is wrong with you. You're not moving on from your previous breakup. You need to see a therapist. Or same with friendships. You're not supposed to be chasing people, but oh my God, if you don't have friends, social pariah, yikes, something is wrong with you, seek therapy again. And as much as I appreciate certain aspects of therapy and counseling, they have been we have been brainwashed to think that they are the holy grail of healing, and if you just go to therapy, it's going to be like friends are going to be delivered to your front door. Next day, a boyfriend is going to be delivered, I don't know what. So you go to therapy and you get disappointed with that too, because it doesn't happen that way. So long story short, I sat down with myself, not in some kind of hippie mambo jumbo retreat that I canceled all technology, but when I had time, I started journaling my feelings. I started asking myself, let's compare all the past stories. What do those people have in common? Why did they end up acting the way they acted? And I saw specific patterns. For example, one pattern consistent with them was constant lying. A lot of them were lying about so much stuff and serious stuff. Another pattern was that a lot of them were stalkers who watched my social media, watched my videos, and they knew exactly what to say and what to do to appear that we are a good match and we have a lot in common, but we didn't. For example, there was a guy who pretended to be a writer because I'm a writer, and he wasn't, because after months of me pressuring him to show me his work, he didn't have anything. And I started to realize that it's not healthy to be friends with fans or to be friends with random people who idolize you, because people want the person in front of the camera and no one wants the behind the scenes you. And when I say that, there is always at least one person who is going to say, so are you a persona? I'm not a persona. If you want to see it in terms of look at the moon, behind the scenes and YouTube is the full moon. When you see only what's on YouTube, you see half of the moon. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like you can watch different aspects of the same person, and more adds up the more you get to know them. People aren't just 10-minute videos or a book or a movie or whatever. But the thing that actually made me decide to try to rebrand myself and start that process is that I realized that unfortunately, because we live in times of profound loneliness, a lot of immature people and lonely people look for a shortcut to solve their grief, their anger, their PTSD, whatever they have going. And the long story short is that a lot of those people were approaching me as friends, trying to convince me into dating them, or people who wanted me to promote their book, their business, whatever, for free. And people like that are lazy. If you believe in the law of attraction and frequencies and stuff, which I believe have validity, they are in a very low frequency and they are psychic parasites. They try to attach themselves to you and take because they have this huge void and they don't give you anything back. And when you have a lot of those people in your life, you end up drained. And I was never the type of person that I enjoy breaking people's hearts and hurting them. I mean, I went through a stage like that when I was like very young and immature, but I'm not 17 anymore and this is not high school and we can be doing stupid shit like that. So I realized that I can't stop people who want to try to do that unless I stop fandom, I stop like accepting subs. Because there are people who actually practice fandom in a healthy way. But if 90% of the people that I attract are the type of people who are saying that, oh, I'm a switch, would you date me? If I hear the word switch one more time, if you're a switch, you're a dominant pretending to be a sub, in my opinion. I don't believe in switching. I believe switches are unicorns. So I decided that I don't want people in my life who come to take. And I'm going to give myself as much time as I need to attract like-minded, productive, independent friends. So I'm making this video if you looked up where you have no friends and you have no support in life. I consider it, in my opinion, not something that makes you a loser, but a necessary stage for personal growth, that you're taking time to get to know yourself, to make yourself happier, to work with yourself, to love yourself more, to be able to attract the right people who are going to stay. And you don't have to rush into that next stage that, oh my God, I have to find friends because what's going to happen? And nothing happened. I'm still the same person, just without the snakes around me. And they say that because a lot of people are complaining and saying, we can't approach you, we can't contact you, this and that. And they complain that I have OnlyFans as the only way to contact me. I don't have OnlyFans as the only way to contact me because I'm some money-grabbing bitch. Not at all. I ended up this way because there were people who were sending me hundreds of harassing, toxic, plain insane emails. And because I don't enjoy chatting up random people who have nothing to do, I'm the type of person that even if you put me in jail in an isolation cell, in cell isolation, I wouldn't be bored. I have so many things that I enjoy doing alone, like reading, writing, learning a new language, learning programming and so on, that I would never be bored. So every time I'm talking to a random person who's a psychic parasite, most likely, and starts talking about their mom, their dad, their backyard, and all of the other like boring stuff, I feel that I'm wasting my time. And also, you know how YouTube is with creators, it's demonetizing randomly. I also have creeps trying to report my videos. So whoever subscribes and actually supports what I do with money, obviously is going to get my appreciation and my time, but they're not for free. When you're giving something like for free, you can see it as abundant, but other people see it as worthless. They see it as something that they can actually exploit. So I'm not doing that anymore. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.